Yo, what's up guys, Nandra here. Welcome to the second part of my intro to building. This is going to be where I show you guys the concept games, just so that way you see how I'm playing the deck, how I think the deck should be played. You're going to see some misplays obviously here and there, just because like usually when I do these, I usually make and play the deck the same day. So alright, so I already posted a list video about it, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys the list, show you guys if I made any changes or not. I did actually make changes this time. I added in 2 Veteran Alchemists and cut the 2 Kaleidoscopic Glow. The reason why I did that is because, one, I was forced to play versus a lot of Dragon today, and I'm kind of tilted, and I don't want to play versus Dragon anymore. However, versus other decks, like for example, versus stuff like say Shadow and opposing rune, the bounce becomes a lot less significant, just because like you really don't want to give them any of those cards back. You just don't. Additionally, the more important reason for why I cut this was because I really like healing. The reason why is because you always need to heal at least once per game versus pretty much anything right now, unless you have such a strong early game where that apparently just does not matter. So I'm only gonna show you guys 2 games for now. I did want to record more, however, like I'm kind of tilted. Well, I say kind of, but like not really. I've just been queuing into a lot of Dragon, and like while this deck can technically beat Dragon, the hassle's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Nope. The reason why is because this deck caps out at 6, and while the deck is titled Fast Dirt, it actually doesn't go that fast. And whereas Dragon, they cap out at 10, and as a result, because I'm not going that fast, it suddenly comes down to like a value game. And while Rune can actually play the value game very well versus Dragon, it's just not worth it. Like it's one of those, it becomes one of those things in which, like, if you play a 20-minute game, or sorry, not 20-minute game, if you play like a 20 to 25-minute game and then you lose at the end of it, like you just feel so fucking depressed. just because it kind of feels like, oh man, I like wasted all this time or whatever, and I got like nothing out of it. Like partially because like I already understand how the games are gonna play out, just because like I know that if I can't like see my professors early enough, and I can't like put them behind wards, and I can't bait all of his previous removal prior to that, then I'm going to lose. Like if I don't see Petrification and he plays Oro, I'm going to lose. And it's just like not worth it, because like if I play versus Dragon, and I'm like something like this, that's supposed to like just, you know, it's only supposed to be mid range. Like it's only supposed to be aggro mid range. You can't beat Dragon with this. Like, well, again, you can, but it takes so long. But like basically what I'm trying to say is that like the reward is not worth the effort, not at all. All right, so back to this game. Right, so you might be wondering why I decided to play the Cauldron over the Scarecrow. The reason why I did this is because the Scarecrow is basically a combo piece. Well, I say combo, but I use that term very loosely here. What I mean is that most of the time, the Scarecrow gets additional value the longer the game goes, especially towards like turn 7. The reason why is because you can do plays such as like Scarecrow, maybe Evo the Scarecrow, or Evo the Professor, clear something, get another clear, and then suddenly you have your Professor behind a ward. Additionally, especially in this matchup, your Professor won't be Evo'd. Now, if he's not Evo'd, he's at 5 HP, and he's also behind a ward, so this is very difficult for Shadow to clear him out, unless they have like Spot Roof or something like that. Additionally, because my hand is dry, I really want to pop these Cauldrons for draws as fast as possible. I do have the Goblin Mage, of course, but I have like 3 sigils in my hand, so it's just really important that I find pairings for the sigils for these sigils as fast as possible. Additionally, you might still be wondering why I'm still playing Grimnir, because even though Grimnir doesn't go face, the reason I'm still playing Grimnir is because, again, like, this deck is fast, but it's not that fast, and you do make it a turn 10 quite a few times, just because like you only have so much burn damage, and I don't like playing stuff like Magic Illusionist. Like he's cool, but I don't like playing him. The reason why I don't like playing him is because he actually like drains all of your sigils, and I'm actually gonna be showing you guys that in another game. All right, so here, this turn, a lot of people will go face. That's actually incorrect. The correct play is to trade into this Attendant. The reason why you trade into this Attendant is because yes, you cannot clear this turn. I realize that. However, you must also realize that 9 times out of 10, when the Shadow player plays Attendant on 3, they have an Urn in their hand, and they want to fucking earn that. Well. And when they earn it, basically what happens to you is that like suddenly they now have 8/8 worth of stats on the board. They can Evo before you, and you still have to get rid of this Attendant who's still holding a 4/4 inside of him. And that just becomes an insurmountable task that you just like kind of like lose on the spot. So as a result, I don't want to lose on the spot, so I'm just gonna clear it. Yes, there's a strong chance that I'm gonna take either 4 to 6 to the dome here. However, that's fine. I have wards in my hand, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clear the first body, so that way my opponent can't earn it. Additionally, by denying him his earned value here, my opponent will almost assuredly never get to earn this game, or if he does, he can only earn on turn 7+. And I say 7+ because like, you only ever play your Erd when you know your Erd is gonna get you value, and the only creatures that he has in his deck that can get him value from his Erd are Skull Beast, but they're greedy, so they're almost assuredly not gonna Erd their Skull Beast. Attendant, which is a 3-drop, so he needs 7 mana in order to play both of them on the same turn, and Chimera, who is also a 3-drop, so again he needs 7 mana to play both of them on the same turn. If he is playing something like Mordecai, that's a whole nother story, but for now, I just need to pop this first body to just like strand that Erd in his hand, so that way he's like one less dead. He has like one more dead card in his hand. I'm also gonna go ahead and flood out my wards now. The reason why I'm flooding out my wards and the reason why I'm using my scrap iron here is because I need to protect this Goblin Mage. The reason why I need to protect this Goblin Mage is because I don't have real cards in my hand. I only have a Levi and a Master Mage, so I really need what creatures I have now to get me some additional value to kind of like transition me, because I do have about 3 or 4 draws to start drawing some real cards, but I really need to have creatures in play just that way I can kind of like contest what he's doing. So here I draw another Master Mage. Now the Master Mage is fine, however, it's not the best thing that I would want to see right now. Like I would like to kind of like rip it off the top post Ektar, so that way I can like deal with that. But here I'm just gonna play Levi. I'm gonna evolve the Levi. I'm gonna full clear the board, but I'm gonna suicide everything I have in the process. Now here, what I'm doing by doing this play is that I'm conserving the Crimson Sorcery. Additionally, I'm trying to figure out exactly what type of player my opponent is. Now, if he's bad, he's gonna flood out this board, but he's gonna flood out the board with irreplaceable creatures. Now, the scary thing about Shadow is basically when they have a board and part of their board contains last word minions, because then you feel bad when you clear it, because you know you're gonna clear the board, but then there's still stuff that remains, and that just feels bad. Now, I need to try to verify what type of player it is, just that way I can understand exactly what I'm going to have to deal with. I know for a fact that there's an Erd in his hand, so we can already eliminate that. Now, he can play Serb here. If he plays Serb, that's really bad for me. However, he's most likely not going to Evo the Serb if he plays it, and that makes up for it a little bit, just because I'll have the Crimson Sorcery in my hand for that, and eventually he's gonna need to play real cards. So I go ahead and play down the Cauldron. Ordinarily, you don't want to have more than 2 sigils in play. The reason why you don't want to have more than 2 sigils in play is just because, like, if you play Professor, then you start to lose value from your Professor the more sigils you have in play, just because like you won't be able to clear your board enough, and usually you get at least 3 or 4 zombies from the Professor, at least the way I play it. So you want to keep as many zombies as possible, just because you don't want to throw away cards for no reason. So here he does drop 2 creatures into play, so I will most likely Levi him. Now the Levi is good here because the Levi it shows him that yes, I use the Levi, and it kind of incentivizes him to maybe want to play Death's Breath, or conversely flood out even more creatures that can Levi him again. However, he decides to go for Necro Assassin. The Necro Assassin is actually really good for me here, just because like it's one less out to my my professors once I start playing them. So suddenly, if I can get a professor, and more importantly, if I can get professor behind a ward, that's gonna be really scary for my opponent to deal with. So here I just go Halo Golem. I go Halo Golem here because I want to invite my opponent to use his second zombie party. He already used one on turn 2, and the zombie parties are gonna be really scary because like he won't have that many ways of like reflooding his board outside of exactly Ektar and the zombie party. So the more zombie parties that I can invite him to play, the better for me. Just because eventually he's gonna run out of them, and when he does, then all I have to do is just play around Ektars and I'll win. I'll also go ahead and drop out my essence here. I'm gonna hold on to my Grimnir now because I can. And I'm just trying to make it to turn 10. So here he plays our Hells Unleasher, so not have to worry about if he is in fact Nep, because he did play a lot of cards that Nep would play. He's also playing Liches. He does hard Evo that, which is nice for me. I do top deck the Piercing Rune, which is very nice, very good top deck, because that means that yet again don't have to commit. I'm also still at 20, and he's supposed to be the aggressor in this matchup, so... And here, I just go ahead and go Piercing Rune into Illusionist, bring back Master Mage, have Master Mage trade into his 4/4. Now this turn would be yet again another good turn for my opponent to Ektar. However, he hasn't gotten to draw a card, so... So here I go Master Mage. The Master Mage was a little bit of a mistake. The reason why it's a mistake is because Master Mage evolve into Ektar means Master Mage lives at 1, whereas Grimnir evolve into Master Mage means that Grimnir dies. So it's usually better to try to space out your Grimnir before you space out your Master Mage. At least on like 10 plus mana. He does finally play out the zombie party. And you see how here having the Master Mage will have been a lot better, because well, yes, he does trade, and this will be a full clear. It now invites him to play Ektar, and invites a very scary Ektar, because my opponent has 24 shadows. He does have the Ektar. But thankfully, none of these zombies can go face. So here, I'm just gonna go ahead and full clear the board. And now you're gonna see what I'm talking about when it comes to these sigils, because I do get to full clear this board, and I get to reverse the sweep, or I get to reverse flood him with the combination of taboo plus double removal spell. However, I lose one zombie. And this deck only has so much damage in it. Like, the only damage you have now is from Master Mage and regular Levi. He does play up the Tyrant here, which is unfortunate for him, because there's nothing he can do. Like, I have the board, and he was really banking on that Ektar board being enough, but it just wasn't. Okay, so that was the first game. I'm gonna show you it's a skin too. Now this game, I wasn't actually playing Dragon, or sorry, I wasn't actually playing Marine. I was actually playing Dragon. However, this is gonna show you guys a little bit of why like Illusionist is good, but he's also bad in the same sense too, because he's too like over centralizing. I feel like he's one of those that like he kind of like monopolizes your sigils, just because like you don't have an option of whether or not to give him a sigil to keep him alive. You physically, if you have a sigil, you have to give it to him. Like you don't have a choice. So he plays out the Scrap Iron. Scrap Iron on 1 is like, it's I like I said, I don't really like it that much. Like it's okay for versus like aggressive decks, but like I don't really like it versus like slower decks. Alright, so here he has the perfect illusionist setup. Turn 1 sigil, turn 3 sigil, turn 2 illusionist in the middle of that. Because now I have to kill now in order to clear this dude, I have to clear him 3 times in the same turn. The reason why you have to do this is because if you don't do that, then you run into the issue of your opponent just like replay sigils and just makes all of your efforts worthless. However, here my opponent does misplay, so I think he felt like because he was board blocked and couldn't actually like progress his board, he felt like he had to do something with his mana for it to not be a waste. So he does actually Piercing Rune my Ayala. That's a mistake because now I'm gonna get the Fervor. Like I don't think you ever clear like turn 3 Ayala unless you're like Vengeance Blood, in which case you can do like whatever the fuck you want because you're just gonna steamroll Dragon anyway. So here he evolves the Illusionist, which is good. The reason why it's good is because like he already knows that I'm not gonna want to clear that because it's super difficult to clear it all at once. Here I actually do misplace slightly. Well, it's slightly subjective. Right, so you can argue that I misplayed in the sense that yes, I did actually clear the evolved illusionist. However, he can still evolve the Dwarf Alchemist, and the Dwarf Alchemist will actually give him a draw and help him see the better cards and stuff that he wants to see. Like for example, he could rip like Master Range off the top with the Dwarf Alchemist now, and that'd be really bad for me because he'd be able to put me to 2, or not 2. He'd be able, yeah, no, I lied. He'd be able to put me to 1. Additionally, he even just from being able to just like evolve the illusionist, sorry, not the illusionist, but just being able to evolve the Dwarf Alchemist at all is really huge. However, I just did it this way just because like I want him to use another evolve. Again, he could just use Master Mage and that'd be perfect, and that'd be like really bad for me. However, this was ultimately what I decided to do. Again, I'm basically playing with fire here, so. He does have the Levi and the evolve. He also plays the Scrap Iron as well. So now there was a chance that I could have gotten rid of this illusionist this turn. However, I never get rid of this now. So I have to go ahead and play Israfil here. The Israfil is important because yes, I do lose my best Sahakville target. However, this full clears, well, I say full, but it clears off everything except the illusionist. He's still just chilling on the board, but at least I go back up to 9 HP. He does Mutagenic Bolt me, which I expected, which is unfortunate because now he puts me into critical range. By that I mean that he only now needs 2 burn spells to kill me, and I do I have a Sybil in my hand? No, I don't have a Sybil in my hand. So this is actually really dangerous. So now I have to dig for a Sybil. I have to go ahead and somehow try to full clear this illusionist this turn as well, and I also have to get rid of my rat. The reason why I have to get rid of my rat is because like if you're ahead on life when they Mutagenic Bolt you can try to play chicken with them and just race. But if you're behind, at least if you're as far behind as I am right now, in which I'm just I'm sitting at 6. You have to go ahead and suicide the rat into something in order to get rid of it. I choose to suicide it this turn because like I don't know when next I'm gonna get the chance to do that. So I play Summoner to dig. I do get the Sybil. The Sybil is nice because like yes, I'm not going to be able to I'm yet again not going to be able to clear the Solutionist. However, I can put a ward in the way to kind of like mitigate some of the damage that I would take. Just because now that Grimnir doesn't do burn damage, you do in Dragon, you do usually strictly use it as a ward, or you just use it as a secondary clear when you don't have it, when you don't have like anything else to do, or you're trying to buy time. So here I just go ahead and enable the summoner. I enable the summoner here because not because I want to go face or anything like that, but because I literally want to get rid of that last sigil. The reason why is because like he still has. If I get rid of the last sigil, suddenly he's not going to be sigil starved, and when that's the case, a lot of the cards in this deck become a lot worse without sigils. However, here he does play out the Master Mage. Now this is fine. The reason why this is fine is because like it's because thankfully because I evolved. He's now out of sigils. He had to finally suicide his guy, and I can just Grimnir him. I have to go for the Grimnir here because I would like to develop my second symbol so that way I can try to keep healing. However, if he has something like Dance of Death, I'm in trouble again. But instead, he goes Kaleido, digging for cards because he's suddenly out of damage, and now it looks like I'm gonna win. Here he plays Angel of the Word. And he actually goes face with Angel of the Word. I don't actually agree with that play at all. The reason I don't agree with that play is because, like, you know you don't have burn damage in your hand. You know that, I know that. And, and additionally, Rune does damage in instances of 3. He's already used 1 Piercing Rune, so I'm not expecting to see another Piercing Rune at all this game. And as a result, he now needs, like, double Halo Golem or Halo Golem plus Master Mage Levi in order to kill me. And most likely, he's not going to see both of these. Additionally, there's actually no difference from keeping me at 5 and actually using the thing to put Grimnir to 2. If anything, the Grimnir at 2 actually has more relevance just because like now it's only going to 1-for-1 and it's not going to 2-for-1. Additionally, because Grimnir is a ward, that now if he for example is playing something like Gilgamesh or something like that, then like he's not gonna be able to get through the ward because the ward will still be a 2-1. So again, really questionable play on his part for him pinging me in the face. And here I just get to develop Sybil because now I can start healing again. And now I can just trade. I should have traded into the Dwarf Alchemist just because, like, if my opponent for some reason is randomly running Olivia, then that would be bad there. But here, because he no longer had sigils, his Halo Golem did nothing. Like, granted, he was already in a losing spot, but you see how like his Dwarf Alchemist, it literally ate like I think it was like 7 or 8 sigils in order to keep staying alive. Those are all sigils he could have used to do other things. And here he plays Illusionist. I think he thought he was gonna get Taboo, but like yeah, he only gets Master Mage, and which is not gonna do enough because like he can't clear the Sybil, and I'm just gonna get to keep healing, so he loses. On to the last game. Okay, so this game, I just keep the Dwarf Alchemist just because, like, keeping the Dwarf Alchemist reduces the chances that I'm gonna get a Dwarf Alchemist off of Goblin Mage, because honestly, like, I've actually lost quite a few games because that stuff happened, which is part of why I only keep Dwarf Alchemist and Levi as my only 2-drops in, well, as my only creature 2-drops in this deck. So I play Dwarf. Next turn I'm playing Goblin Mage, and the turn after that I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm most likely probably just going to play a Sigil. Over here, thankfully, I breathe a deep sigh of relief when he plays up the Red Hot Ritual, because now I know that he's Dirt, and now I don't have to worry about him randomly being D-Shift. He could still be like Dirt Shift or something like that, but that's far less likely than he's just like regular D-Shift. I do get Dwarf Alchemist off the Goblin Mage, which is nice. Ordinarily, that wouldn't actually be that good. However, because I'm on the play, that's actually really nice. Just because now I can get like flat out the board here. and I can force him to have an answer. If he has Levi here, then that's bad. To which he does have the Levi, but thankfully, because it's my scrapper and smelter, he can't actually full clear on the board in the way that Levi would normally do. I also now have 2 sigils in play. Now, having double or worse, even triple sigil like I'm about to have now is really unfortunate, just because I also have a taboos in my hand. However, what I've come to realize in the dirt mirror is that you usually want to be the last person to play taboos, or if you play out the taboos, you want to be able to play it out in such a way that you force your opponent to have second taboo. So I'm just gonna play draw pass here. I'm gonna force my opponent to play cards before I have to play cards. However, here when I draw the Levi, I decided to go on the aggressive. I still have to make my opponent play cards, but this way I can go ahead and try to invite him to play out his professor here, because he has one more Eva than me. However, instead he chooses to use his Master Mage. That's fine. I don't care about that. It's annoying, but I don't care about that, because now I can go ahead and I can heal. Now there is merit to me using my Veteran Alchemist this turn. The reason why I decided not to is because he's already used 2 Master Mages, and at 4 attack, the Halo Golem is very, very threatening, and makes my opponent want to use his professor here. If he uses the professor, then I really want him to use an Evo as well, which will be good for me, just because I'm down in Evo, and he also did get to draw 1 more card than me, so I just go ahead and I full clear with the Red Hot Ritual. Here he gets Professor, as I expected. He also Evos the Professor as well, because he doesn't have a sigil. This is nice for me, because now he did use something to equalize. However, here I do make a misplay. So I make this play that I make partially because I got blinded by value, and also because if he has second professor, then I'm gonna be in trouble. And I want to try to force him to play 2 professors before I have to play 1, which is very, very greedy. You shouldn't try that. And yeah, it's only because a lot of times what happens to me is that I get overconfident in mirrors, just because a lot of people on ladder play actual trash. So I try to abuse that as much as humanly possible to an insane degree, just because I generally make pretty good reads on what my opponents have in hand. Additionally, I also play these decks so much that I kind of understand what to do when I don't have as many resources. So I go Goblin Mage into Levi. I play the Veteran Alchemist, and I also play out the Levi. I go ahead and suicide my Levi into his Professor, and now I have 3 creatures on board. I also have double Fireball in hand, so now, because I made this play, my opponent is almost assuredly going to have to play Professor here. He plays the second Professor, then I play my Professor. I full clear his board, and I just have a Professor chilling in play. He takes the bait, plays the Professor as I expected. He also plays that Red Hot Ritual. Now the Red Hot Ritual was annoying for me, because it meant that I wasn't gonna get his evolve as well, which is what the point of this play was. But this is fine. This is fine. I can live with that, because now I don't with the top deck Red Hot Ritual. I no longer have to take a 50-50, which is what I expected I was gonna have to take, and I get a full clear. I do have to use up a lot of my burn to do so. However, I have the board. I have 4 creatures on board, so most likely he has to have exactly triple. Sorry, he has to have his 3rd Master Mage, or he has to have Professor and have Professor Eva. But he's used more of these important resources than I have, so this is good. Here he gives me a Dranic Bolt, and because I have a higher health total than him, I can race him actually. However, I do draw the Master Mage, so instead of racing, I decided to go ahead and clear and develop a sigil. This is nice because even though I have no cards in hand, I actually have refill and that of the Oz, I'm expecting my opponent to have a clear here. I'm expecting him to maybe have Grimnir here. However, he does apparently have the third Master Mage, which is like, shit, real? He does Evo the Master Mage, which honestly, in my opinion, I think that was actually a little bit of a mistake. The reason why that's a mistake is because, yes, you have... Alright. The reason why that's a mistake is because you already know that you've used 2 taboos, and I have only used 1. Additionally, if I for some reason like either drawn to the taboo, you want to try to have some refill. In that of you know, digging for your own second taboo, or sorry, digging for your last taboo, so that way you can answer my taboo with your taboo, and they can still win. Just because a lot of times Rune and a lot of decks they play Wizardess of Oz just because like she's a really good card in scenarios like this. Because now I get to go Scarecrow into Oz, draw 5. That's insane. Especially because I have sigils in place, so any creatures I draw will now be live. And so here I just go Piercing Rune, I drop into 3, then I also get to go Petrification on top. Alright, now, one of the small things here that's actually super relevant, but you probably didn't notice, is that I Piercing Rune the Levi and then Petrification the Dwarf Alchemist. The reason why Piercing Rune the Levi was because the Petrification was going to banish it. However, if I keep his Levi in the graveyard, he now has to take a 50-50 whenever he would try to play Illusionist, because I'm pretty sure he's playing Illusionist because like most of these Rune lists are playing Illusionist just because Illusionist is actually really great in Rune right now. However, I want to force 50-50s when he tries to play out his Illusionist. I do actually have Lethal in hand. However, I need to be wary of him doing something crazy like Witch's Cauldron plus Illusionist, grab Professor, and then play out Veteran Alchemist, and then you know heal back up to 8, and then also make a board. So that's what I'm trying to play around right now. Because he does have the Illusionist, which gets him a Professor, but thankfully he does not have the heal, and so now he's just dead to my Master Mage. This game was really back and forth. I actually enjoyed this matchup a lot, just because again, I understood how I had to play because I didn't have because I knew I didn't have multiple like Master Mages or like Professors in hand. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed these games. Let me know what you think about like Rune Mirrors, or what you just think about Rune in general right now. And I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching so much. Peace.